The topic for today is an interesting one. Somebody asked me on my Ask FM, what's a rivalry that no one really knows about that I really enjoy? And when we talk about rivalries in Melee, it's the very common ones we talk about are usually some combination of the big six. So things like Armada Mango or PPMD versus Armada or Armada or Mango versus Hungry Bucks versus PP. And so those are the very common rivalries that we really that most people know about to a loose extent. So if you see them in top 8, you're going to see a lot of side bets, you're going to see a lot of drama, you're going to see a lot of hype and excitement when these two players come about. One that we usually don't talk about is an interesting one, and if you guys could already tell by the topic title, it's Axe and Westballz. And so they are two players that I feel are on the come up. They've shown a lot of success lately, and they play each other a lot in a lot of tournaments, especially recently. I believe they played in a total of 6 tournaments in 2015 alone. They see each other very often in a later stage of bracket, and a lot of times in grand finals as well. Outside of SoCal and Arizona, most people don't really know about this rivalry as much as people should. I believe that this is a rivalry that should be, played up more because, the two players maybe have a high sense of respect for each other, but whenever these two players play, there's a high level of adaptations, and you get to see elements of their play styles get pushed to their limits as we get to watch them. And so in total, let me talk a little bit more about their play styles and what I just really like about them. I believe that both players are pushing their characters to their limit. They're pushing the technical aspects of Melee to their limit. So for Axe, what I really rave about him is that he is a guy that is able to act on first frame whenever it is possible. So if he lands a move or he gets hit, he has the ability to know when to move and when to get out of hit stun, which is a talent that most people don't have, even at the top level of Melee. Axe constantly redefines, SDI and getting out of combos. So one classic example is him trading off of a up throw up air from Fox. If the Fox is slightly late, Axe can throw an up air and hit the Fox. And we also see Axe refine many aspects of his neutral, adding different elements to the Pikachu neutral, and also constantly optimizing the ways to get gimps off of get gimps on his opponents. And this is something you can kind of notice when you compare his 2013 form of edge guarding on Spacies and fast fallers and what he does now. Back then he used to not go as deep and not go as low as he does now, and now he has a lot more confidence in getting those. It's not to be mistaken because, a lot of people give him criticism when Leffen or Mango get back. Well, a lot of the situations that Mango gets back onto stage, it's mainly because it turns into a 50-50 with the way that Mango recovers. So when he misses those, it's like a lot more forgivable, and I think a lot of people misconstrue that it's not always automatic, but Axe makes it look automatic. For Westballz, you watch his shield pressure, and you look at the way he shines, there's all that flashy stuff that everybody talks about, but one thing that really amazes me about Westballz is the way that he uses defensive tools to find opportunities. And so his ability to shield drop out of pressure on platforms is phenomenal. This is something that you'll see very often if you watch Mango play him at Mayhem, the recent Mayhem tournament. There's a lot of opportunities that Mango thought he had where he was at an advantage, and Westballz does a shield drop drill and counters Mango. Westballz is phenomenal and on the forefront of maximizing the utility of SDI. I haven't really seen too many people match his capabilities in SDIing out of things to the point where even a jab reset at low percentage, when Mango would try to shine and then jab reset, would turn into a position where if Mango's not ready, Westballz will throw out a counter hit and start his own combo off of something that nobody really punishes, and that's just a simple jab to pop them up. So when we look at the numbers and look at the statistics, it's really interesting. These are both players that are, just outside the top 6 by many regards, but you can actually argue that they are in the same rough tier as, as Leffen, as Mutaking. It sounds a little crazy now, but if you look at their recent results, it's almost justifiable to say maybe they're not totally equal, but you can at the very least argue that Axe and Westballz are roughly at that tier. The interesting thing also, just to throw it out there, they're both sponsorless as of June 14, 2015. Wes is looking for one, and Axe is, just left MVG. And so there are many things that, that are very similar with them. And in terms of results, it's been very close between them. Like I've mentioned, they played 6 tournaments in 2015 alone. And in total in their lifetime, they started playing each other back in 2012. And in 2012, they split their 2 sets that they played. In 2013, Wes and Axe also split those sets. 2014, they played 3 sets. Wes won 2-1. And in total, if you combine everything together, Wes is up by a very narrow margin of 10 sets to 8. So this is a really, really close... the results are very close. And it seems like as one person figures out the other... let's say if Wes beats Axe, and the next tournament then Axe beats Westballz. So it's a very back and forth thing. And in 2015, they played first at Smash the Targets. Wes won the first set, but Axe ended up winning the second set to win the tournament. At Shuffle, Axe won both sets. The following, few days later at another local tournament, Westballz won 2-0. And then at Sandstorm, Wes won against Axe. At Press Start, Axe beat Westballz, and at Dismantle, Axe won winners finals, and then Westballz ended up winning the 2 sets in grand finals to take the tournament. And so these are both players that are, that seem to be, placing at the top of every tournament where there's just a bunch of second-tier players whenever the big 6 aren't quite there. These are the 2 people that tend to be at the top. Now, some people will say, at Press Start, Westballz got 17th, but he lost to Mango and Axe, so I don't really think that's a fair evaluation tool for Wes. And granted, I've harped on Wes's results because he's been very inconsistent for the most part, but in the past 3 to 4 months, I can't really argue that he's been inconsistent because he's been consistently being lucky. He beats S2J, he beats most of the SoCal people, has a favorable record against Mango. And that's one thing I'd also like to add is that Wes and Axe, have, won a bunch of sets against the Big 6. Wes winning 4 sets against Mango in the past year. Axe has taken a set off of Mango. Axe and Wes have both taken a set off of Hungry Box. Axe has taken a set off of Leffen, a couple sets off of Muti King. And so it's going to be really interesting. And whenever you tune and watch them play, it's just really impressive. Just to see, the little adaptations they have from tournament to tournament. So if you really want to study this, just really begin to watch the videos and watch the little things they're adding to their games to counter each other, because they play each other so much that now they have to respect each other. They have to research tendencies, and they have to make these little adaptations. So all in all, this is probably one of my favorite rivalries that have been birthed, especially out of 2015.